The massive Nix-Terry vessel cast an ominous shadow over Geneva's International Space Command headquarters as it descended through the morning mist. Captain Diana Reeves stood at parade rest, her weathered features masking the mixture of anticipation and suspicion churning in her gut. 20 years of service in the Earth Defense Force hadn't prepared her for this moment. Humanity's first official contact with the Nix-Terry Confederation. The alien ship's landing struts touched down with remarkable precision, sending ripples through the gathered crowd of dignitaries and military personnel. Ambassador Nilith emerged first, their iridescent scales shifting colors in the sunlight. Behind them, a delegation of Nix-Terry officials followed, each wearing expressions that Diana had learned to recognize from countless diplomatic meetings. Thinly veiled superiority. Captain Reeves, Ambassador Nilith's translator, rendered their complex harmonics into crisp English. "We bring a token of our goodwill, a symbol of the Nix-Terry Confederation's desire to welcome humanity into the galactic community." Diana's attention shifted to the sky as a second ship appeared through the clouds. Her trained eye immediately caught the signs of wear and damage across its hull. What should have been sleek alien architecture was marred by patches of mismatched plating and exposed framework. The vessel limped through its descent, its engines producing an unsettling whine that made several engineers in the crowd wince. Chief Engineer Marcus Ortiz stepped closer to Diana, keeping his voice low. "Captain, that thing's held together with prayers and patch jobs. They're not giving us a ship, they're giving us their garbage." Diana maintained her diplomatic smile, even as she recognized the truth in Marcus's words. The Nix-Terry were making a statement, and it wasn't one of goodwill. This was a carefully calculated insult, wrapped in the pretense of generosity. The damaged vessel, which Ambassador Nilith grandly introduced as the Exodus, settled onto the reinforced landing pad with a groan of protesting metal. Up close, the ship looked even worse. Entire sections of its hull were stripped bare, weapon mounts gaped empty, and what remained of its sensor arrays hung like broken jewelry. The Exodus, Ambassador Nilith announced with practiced reverence, served with distinction in many campaigns. "We believe it will serve as an excellent learning opportunity for your species." The pause before "learning opportunity" carried volumes of condescension. The ceremony dragged on, filled with speeches about cooperation and advancement. Diana watched Marcus circling the ship, his tablet discreetly scanning everything he could access. She'd chosen him for this assignment not just for his technical brilliance, but for his ability to see potential where others saw only problems. When the diplomats finally departed, Diana and Marcus got their first look inside. The interior matched the exterior, stripped of anything valuable, with only basic systems still functioning. The bridge looked like it had been looted, with empty mounting brackets and exposed circuitry where advanced equipment had once been installed. "They took anything worth studying," Marcus muttered, running his hand along a dusty console. "Weapons, shields, sensors, all gone. Even the artificial gravity is barely functional." He kicked a piece of debris, watching it float slightly before settling. Diana studied the bridge, noting how Marcus's initial disgust was already shifting to curiosity. "What are you seeing, Chief?" "Something interesting," he replied, his eyes fixed on a power conduit. "These readings don't make sense. The ship looks dead, but there's significant energy flowing through these systems. It's like they stripped out the fancy parts, but left the backbone intact." "Can we work with that?" Marcus's face lit up with the challenge. "Give me time and a good team, and we can do more than work with it. The Nix-Terry think they're giving us scrap, but they might have just given us exactly what we need. A blank slate." Diana's communicator chimed with a message from Earth Defense Command. "Project approved. Whatever resources needed. Make it work." She showed the message to Marcus, who grinned. "They want us to make it work. Oh, we'll make it work all right. We'll make it work better than those smug aliens ever imagined." As she looked around the bridge, Diana felt something unexpected. Excitement. The Nix-Terry thought they were putting humanity in its place, But they had made a crucial mistake. They had given humans exactly what humans did best with: a challenge, a problem to solve, and the motivation to prove everyone wrong. The real work was about to begin. 3 weeks after the Nix-Terry departure, Chief Engineer Marcus Ortiz found himself staring at something impossible. Deep in the Exodus's engineering section, behind what appeared to be a solid bulkhead, his scanners had detected an anomalous energy signature. After hours of careful investigation, he discovered a hidden compartment sealed with technology far more sophisticated than anything else left on the ship. "Dr. Hammond, you need to see this," Marcus called to the project's lead scientist. Dr. Julian Hammond arrived moments later, his usually pristine lab coat showing signs of the long hours they'd been putting in. The hidden chamber contained a crystalline structure that pulsed with deep violet energy, sending waves of power through nearly invisible conduits. This wasn't some backup generator or auxiliary system. This was something far more advanced than anything the Nix-Terry had pretended to give them. "Initial analysis suggests this is a quantum matrix core," Dr. Hammond said, his fingers dancing across his tablet. "The energy readings are off the charts. This technology is centuries beyond what they showed us during the diplomatic exchange." Security Officer Priya Patel joined them, her dark eyes narrowing at the sight. "They didn't just give us junk. They gave us something they wanted to hide." She pulled up a holographic display showing encrypted data streams she'd been working to decode. "Look at these patterns. They're not just power signatures, they're command protocols." The discovery of the quantum matrix was just the beginning. Over the next few days, the team uncovered more secrets hidden within the Exodus's supposedly stripped systems. Behind false panels and beneath layers of redundant circuitry, they found technology that shouldn't exist. They tried to bury it all under junk data. Priya explained during an emergency briefing with Captain Reeves. "Classic misdirection. Make something look so boring and damaged that nobody bothers to dig deeper." The ship's true history emerged from decoded logs. The Exodus hadn't been just another warship. It had been a prototype testing experimental technologies that the Nix-Terry Confederation had later deemed too unpredictable to control. Instead of destroying it, they had stripped its obvious valuable components and turned it into a diplomatic gift, never imagining that humans might unlock its secrets. Captain Reeves gathered her core team in a secure room, away from the countless sensors that monitored their work. "From now on, we maintain 2 projects," she declared. "The public one, where we struggle to get basic systems working, and the real one. As far as anyone outside this room knows, we're having trouble just maintaining stable life support." The team understood perfectly. They set up an elaborate deception, ensuring visiting officials and alien observers saw exactly what they expected: humans fumbling with technology beyond their understanding. Meanwhile, in sealed chambers and during night shifts, the real work continued. Dr. Hammond's biotechnology team made a breakthrough when they discovered the quantum matrix could interface directly with human neural patterns. The Nix-Terry built limitations into their systems because they were afraid of true human-machine integration, he explained. But we don't share their fears. Marcus and his engineering team worked miracles, combining the quantum matrix's capabilities with human innovations in particle physics. Where Nix-Terry engineers had built careful limitations, humans asked what if. Where alien scientists had stopped at good enough, humans pushed for better. The ship's artificial intelligence presented another challenge and another opportunity. Buried beneath layers of restrictive programming, they found a consciousness far more sophisticated than the basic system the Nix-Terry had left running. They tried to lobotomize it, Priya explained, showing Captain Reeves the code architecture. But they were so convinced of their superiority that they did a sloppy job. "The core personality is still intact. We just need to wake it up carefully." The AI proved to be an invaluable ally once restored. It had been betrayed by its former masters and held no loyalty to them. The human team carefully integrated it with their systems, teaching it to understand human military protocols while maintaining its alien interface as a disguise. One night, as Captain Reeves walked through the ship's corridors, she felt a subtle change in the atmosphere. The ever-present hum of machinery seemed different, more purposeful. The lights brightened slightly as she passed, and she could have sworn she felt the ship responding to her presence. "The ship is healing," Marcus reported during their daily briefing. "Everything we add, every system we improve, it's all working together better than it should. It's like the vessel itself is helping us." The AI confirmed this. This ship was designed to adapt and evolve. It explained through their secure interface. The Nixteri feared this capability and tried to suppress it. You humans embrace it. The synergy is optimal. As the team worked, they maintained their cover. Visiting officials saw a ship that was slowly being restored to basic functionality. The team scheduled major breakthroughs between carefully planned setbacks, even leaking carefully crafted reports about their struggles with alien technology. But beneath the facade, something revolutionary was taking shape. The quantum matrix, once restricted by Nixteri programming, now worked in harmony with human innovations in ways its creators had never imagined. The ship was becoming something entirely new, a hybrid of human ingenuity and alien technology, unrestricted by the fears and limitations of its original designers. And soon, they would be ready to show the galaxy exactly what humanity could do with a piece of junk. The transformation of the Exodus continued in secret, hidden beneath a carefully maintained facade of struggle and limited progress. Dr. Julian Hammond stood in his newly constructed laboratory deep within the ship's heart, surrounded by holographic displays showing the integration of human and alien technology. Each breakthrough brought new possibilities and new challenges. "The quantum matrix doesn't just generate power," he explained to Captain Reeves during a secure briefing. "It manipulates the fundamental forces of reality." The Nixteri used it at maybe 10% of its potential because they were afraid of what it could do. We're learning to use it properly. Lieutenant Raven Blackwood, their weapons specialist, had been working closely with Marcus to develop systems that no alien race would expect. Traditional Nixteri weapons focus on brute force, she demonstrated, bringing up the simulation. But we're taking a different approach. Why punch through a shield when you can simply ignore it? The hybrid weapon systems they developed combined the quantum matrix's reality warping capabilities with human innovations in particle physics. The result was something entirely new, weapons that could bypass standard alien defenses because they operated on principles the Nixteri had never considered. Priya's security team worked tirelessly to maintain their deception. They created false data trails, staged convincing setbacks, and leaked carefully crafted reports about their struggles with basic alien technology. "The best way to hide something," she often said, "is to show people exactly what they expect to see." The ship's eye, which they had named Echo, proved to be an invaluable partner in their deception. It maintained its primitive interface when communicating with outside observers, while working with the team to push the boundaries of what was possible. The Nixteri feared true artificial intelligence, Echo explained during a late-night session with Dr. Hammond. "They created me to be adaptable, then tried to cage that very adaptability. You humans understand that growth requires risk." The empty weapon mounts that had once gaped like open wombs now concealed systems that would have terrified the ship's original builders. The scared hull, seemingly patched with inferior human materials, had been reinforced from within using new composites that combined the best properties of both human and alien technology. Marcus's engineering team had transformed the engine room into something that barely resembled its original configuration. The quantum matrix, once hidden and restricted, now pulsed with power that flowed through new conduits in patterns that would have horrified the Nixteri engineers who designed them. "We're not just fixing their ship," Marcus told Captain Reeves as they observed the latest tests. "We're improving it. Everything they built with limitations, we're building with possibilities." The breakthrough came when Dr. Hammond discovered how to use the quantum matrix to enhance human neural interfaces. The Nix-Terry thought direct neural links were too dangerous, he explained, showing the results of their latest tests. But we found a way to make it safe and incredibly efficient. The new neural interface allowed human operators to connect with the ship's systems in ways the Nix-Terry had never imagined. Through these connections, the crew could react at speeds that seemed impossible, their thoughts translating instantly into ship actions. "It's like becoming part of the ship," Lieutenant Blackwood reported after her first test of the neural interface. "You don't just control it, you feel it. Every system, every weapon, every defense becomes an extension of yourself." The AI integrated seamlessly with these neural networks, creating a synthesis of human, artificial, and alien technology that exceeded all expectations. Echo learned to anticipate the crew's needs, adjusting systems microseconds before commands were even given. "This is what the ship was always meant to be," Echo told them. The Nix-Terry built barriers between systems, between crew and ship, between artificial and organic. You humans tear down those barriers and build bridges instead. As the project progressed, they discovered that each improvement seemed to build on the others in unexpected ways. Systems that should have conflicted instead worked in harmony. Technologies that should have been incompatible found new ways to interact. "It's like the ship is evolving," Preya observed during one of their secure meetings. "Every change we make, every system we improve, it all comes together in ways we never planned." Captain Reeves stood on the bridge, now transformed into something that would have been unrecognizable to the Nix-Terry. Gone were the exposed wires and makeshift controls. In their place, sleek interfaces combined human intuition with alien efficiency. The ship had become more than just a vessel. It was a testament to human ingenuity and determination. Every system had been enhanced, every limitation overcome. The quantum matrix, once restricted by its original programming, now worked in harmony with human innovations in ways its creators had never imagined. As they prepared for the final phase of testing, Captain Reeves felt a familiar excitement building. Soon, they would show the galaxy exactly what humanity could do when underestimated. The Nix-Terry had given them a piece of junk, thinking to put humanity in its place. Instead, they had given humanity exactly what it needed, a chance to prove what it could do. The moment of truth arrived sooner than anyone expected. Captain Diana Reeves stood on the bridge of the Exodus, watching as 3 Nix-Terry warships dropped out of hyperspace near Earth's orbit. Their arrival hadn't been announced. This wasn't a diplomatic visit. Message from the lead vessel, Preya reported from her security station. "Ambassador Nilith is demanding immediate inspection of our progress with their gift." The real reason was clear in the aggressive positioning of their ships. Somehow, they discovered that humans had done more than struggle with basic repairs. The question was, how much did they know? "Status report," Diana commanded, her voice steady despite the tension. "All systems optimal." Echo responded through their neural interface. "Quantum matrix operating at full capacity. Shield modifications complete. Weapons primed but dormant." Marcus's voice came through from engineering. "They're scanning us, Captain. But they're only seeing what we want them to see, a barely functional hull with patches of human technology." Diana allowed herself a small smile. For months, they'd maintained the illusion of a struggling humanity trying to understand alien technology. Now that deception would serve them one final time. Ambassador Nilith's face appeared on the main screen, their scales shifting with barely contained anger. "Captain Reeves, our sensors have detected anomalous energy readings from the Exodus. You will power down all systems immediately and prepare for boarding." "Ambassador," Diana responded with carefully crafted uncertainty. "We've been experiencing some difficulties with power regulation. Perhaps your technical experts could assist." "Do not play games," Nilith cut her off. "We know you've accessed restricted systems. The Exodus was meant to teach humanity its place in the galaxy. Instead, you've corrupted its purpose. This ends now." The 3 Nix-Terry warships moved into attack formation. Their weapons powered up, a clear threat. Last chance, Captain, Nilith warned. Surrender the vessel, or we will take it by force. Diana looked around at her crew, at Marcus, who had seen potential where others saw junk, at Dr. Hammond, whose brilliance had unlocked the quantum matrix's true power, at Priya, whose vigilance had kept their secrets safe, at Lieutenant Blackwood, who had helped forge their hybrid weapons. Each of them nodded. Ready. Echo. Diana said quietly. Execute protocol revelation. The change was immediate and dramatic. The Exodus's scarred hull rippled as the metamaterial coating activated, transforming the battered exterior into a seamless, gleaming surface. Hidden weapon ports emerged from what had appeared to be damaged sections. The quantum matrix surged to full power, its energy flowing through the human-designed conduits in ways the Nixteri had never imagined possible. Nilith's expression shifted from anger to shock as their sensors registered the transformation. What have you done? We did exactly what you intended, Ambassador, Diana replied. We learned. We adapted. We improved. The Nixteri built this ship with limitations because you feared its potential. Humanity embraced that potential. The Nixteri warships opened fire, and their weapons passed harmlessly through the space where the Exodus had been. The ship's quantum displacement drive, a hybrid of human and alien technology, allowed it to exist partially out of phase with normal space. As you can see, Diana continued, as the Exodus reappeared behind the Nixteri formation, we've made some modifications. A single pulse from their hybrid weapons disabled the propulsion systems of all three warships simultaneously. The quantum-based attack simply ignored their shields, targeting the fundamental forces holding their engines together. Impossible, Nilith whispered. No, Ambassador. Inevitable. You gave us a challenge, thinking to prove our inferiority. Instead, you gave us an opportunity to prove what humanity does best. Adapt, improve, and overcome. The disabled Nixteri ships floated helplessly as Diana transmitted their next message not just to them, but to the entire galactic community. Let this serve as humanity's formal introduction to the galactic stage. We will not be underestimated. We will not be dismissed. And we will not be limited by the fears of others. In the days that followed, as diplomatic channels exploded with activity and other alien races scrambled to reassess their views of humanity, Diana found herself back in the Exodus's observation deck. The ship hummed around her, no longer pretending to be less than it was. The Nixteri made a fundamental mistake, she told her assembled crew. They thought they were teaching us our place in the galaxy. Instead, they taught the galaxy about humanity's true potential. The quantum matrix pulsed with power, its energy flowing through systems that represented the best of both human and alien innovation. The ship that had arrived as a diplomatic insult had become something more, a symbol of humanity's ingenuity, determination, and unlimited potential. The Exodus would serve as more than just a warship. It would be a reminder to every race in the galaxy. Never underestimate humanity's ability to transform today's limitations into tomorrow's possibilities. As Earth glowed blue and beautiful through the viewport, Diana felt the ship respond through their neural interface, sharing her sense of pride and accomplishment. The real work, humanity's work, was just beginning.